Looking at the way in which the products that we've done have continued to sell this year, it seems to me that people are actually really investing in their homes to make them multifunctional. So whilst for the last 10 years, we've been converting public spaces into multifunctional spaces, and we've been converting offices into God knows what, how many middles of Venn diagram conversations can you have about an office space? But Jesus, it's endless. But that type of approach is now being applied to the home, I think. So sorry, see what I mean? Did you get the doorbell there?
I think one thing, it's function and comfort. Things must work, like you have to work at home, you have to study at home, you have to see movies at home. So things must be appropriate to all these functions. Our homes were used more as dormitories. We woke up in the morning, went to work, and came late at night. So I think the functionality of the home is something very important now.
I think in a way, this kind of flexibility of, residential or home furniture moving to the office, or vice versa, office furniture moving to the home, always existed, and always one always informed the other, and the best environments were always that were kind of flexible and had a and offered a variety of furniture, of functions, of attitudes, of styles. That's always what I liked. So I'm not such I don't think now this is a big discovery of what's happening, that now we can see, maybe in terms of numbers and market research, we can see that kind of flow has increased.
There's a change going on now, and a lot of people work from home. And I think that at this particular moment, a lot of the furniture industry is looking for things which looks not so hard contract, I would say, more soft contract, or more homey, maybe. And I think this change has been going on for a while, but it's been very, very accelerated by the pandemic. Just as an example, in Stockholm right now, there's a lot of people looking for apartments, which is sort of unlikely. I think it's the same for you over there. And what they're looking for is one room bigger, so they could have a work room at home, a room where they could work. And obviously and when they do that, they need the furniture for it. So I think, at any given time, I work with different furniture companies as a designer. And I think that every single one of them has asked for a home workplace right now.
We used to have a kind of separation, I guess, of office ergonomic furniture, which was didn't really matter what it looked like, and it was specifically designed to take care of the body in a sitting position, working all day. And then you had the furniture of the home, which was either extremely, extremely comfortable, or a kind of design object that was meant to be looked at. And I think what's happened with people having to work, or people who are lucky enough to be able to work from home, like the service workers, the sort of white collar workers, those things have become, or there is an expectation or a desire for those three qualities to be merged into one. So I've just come across more interest in people wanting things that are, I guess, what would be called ergonomic, but that do not look ergonomic, because there's a kind of 13-year-old science fiction teenage boy look to most of them, which is really not appealing. Even though there's a lot of technology and research and amazing stuff going on in those chairs. But then there's a desire for also simultaneously for them to be design objects that are really beautiful and fit the home, which you can look at all day, but also very, very, very comfy, not in a sort of working way, right? So as sort of soft and caring of the body. Okay.
Been saying for a while that really that in some ways the office is going the way of the dining room. You know, it's becoming, it's a room in its own right is disappearing, and with that, so do the sort of accoutrements of it. And we've said before, and this is part of the project we've been doing with Vitra, is to say that the desk is dead. You know, the fact that for a few generations, you've had these giant objects in spaces that are now costing a fortune in terms of square foot per year, especially in a city like London or Zurich or Paris. And actually all they're doing is supporting a kind of succulent and a photo of your dog. It seems quite ridiculous. And actually we're convinced, and it's sort of playing out really, that we need to accommodate, we need to support people properly to be able to work in a much less formal manner. And that goes not just for, you know, like software that we've done for Vitra. It goes for all sorts of needs, like being so much more agile in the office or the workspace. Yeah, it's not even really an office anymore, I don't think. And I actually think offices are going to become much more like places to gather, like private members clubs. You know, somehow that represent the company or the organization that you work for, but actually it's just a place for meeting, discussion, and then dispersal. Informal meetings, maybe brainstorming sessions, you know, and that requires a completely different approach to furniture. And so that's a sort of huge program that many of us are engaged with now. And how do we create those new types of objects, and what do they need to do? And things like the coronavirus have really just kind of speeded up that need and that process for us to really be able to understand what organizations are going to require from us as designers moving forward, and architects, of course.